the catchment area in terms of representation in the board. Again, Honorable Speaker, we also agreed that the representation within an electoral area is going to be rotational by county, so that if it is Kisumu produces a representative this season, the next season is somebody comes from Kericho, the other season somebody comes from another county, as long as they're in the same area, so that we can also introduce equity. So that issue has been completely, thoroughly discussed and dealt out with.
Honorable Koyo.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The second issue I wanted to speak to is about the reconstitution of Sugar Board. During the days of the Sugar Board, Red Sugar Board was very active. The farmers were doing very good business, and they were really harnessing their plants and sugarcane business. But when the Sugar Board was killed, and an anonymous body called AFA came that has very little interest in what the farmers, the sugarcane farmers are doing, we have really felt the brunt. So I will support this, and I think the body, the amendment committee, has done very well. They have introduced the Sugar Board as per our aspiration, and they have spelled out the zones for this purpose, which initially I was not happy about, but I've seen the rotational basis. I think this will bring in add some value. Then I would like to talk about the 50% levy. You know, during the Sugar Board, there were monies that were deducted for the purpose of improving infrastructural development in various sugar catchment areas. A lot of monies were collected, but immediately with the disbandment of Sugar Board, these monies were rerouted to the county governments in form of cess. I don't know what happens in other, because I don't come from Nandi, they were my neighbors. But in Kisumu, all the monies that have been invested, that accrue from this deduction, have not benefited the farmer. We don't even know how much it is, what it's doing, who is keeping it, and for what purpose. So we hope that this identification, now that we have identity, we know the money is going to go to Sugar Board, that it will be made use of for the benefit of the farmer. But our fear is that when Sugar Board had the money before, they assisted companies to buy road-making equipment. A serious company in my constituency.
There's a point of order from the Honorable Emmanuel Wangwe.
Yes.
It's not a point of order, it's just to inform my very good friend. We walked the journey together, if he can allow me to inform him.
Do you want to be informed? You are being over-informed.
Thank you. I think it's just a matter of correction. He has mentioned that the percentage allowed, now that we are on public media, they might take it as a true fact. It's not 50%, it's 15% of SDL.
So you only have 2 minutes remaining, but honorable members, remember, you are debating the mediated version.
Yes.
So if you are not conversant with the mediated version, you may find yourself taking us back to the initial bill. You have 2 minutes to conclude, Honorable Koyo.
I've closed in on just 3 issues on the mediation version. So thank you, Madam Speaker. I've zeroed in on just 3 issues. I said the 15%, it was not 50%. I said the 15%, initially when it was held by Sugar Board, it was gave consideration to the industries to help develop a road network for sugarcane, for purpose of delivering sugarcane, developing and delivering sugarcane harvest. But many of these equipment that were bought never benefited the workers. We hope this time they will be serious, and we will ensure that this serves the interest of the farmers. Otherwise, I want to support the mediation bill as constituted by the committee. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Koyo. The Honorable Julius Meli, member for Tinderet.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I rise to support this bill, and I want to laud the sponsor of the bill, Honorable Wangwe, and the chair of the committee, Honorable member for Tigania West. Honorable Speaker, this is a bill that we've really waited for long as representative of farmers in the sugar growing areas. and more importantly as farmers, and at the same time as the sugar industry in general. Honorable Speaker, this bill has tried to actually bring sanity in the sector, and I want to say that as the standing orders allow, I shall be proposing a few amendments to it, Honorable Wangwe, especially on the issue of, it is mediated version, it's mediated version.
Chair.
Yes, I'm guided, Madam Speaker, I'm guided. I'm guided on that.
You cannot do it at,
But
at this time.
I'm guided on that.
But I hope you're not going to engage the chair, education. Yes. You already said that
he's out of order. I'm saying,
what is out of order?
Is it in order for Honorable Melly, a senior member of this House and a ranking member, to indicate that he is proposing amendment on a mediated version of the bill? I think he's completely out of order. And he had started by saying he's supporting
David
the bill.
Kiplangat, member for Soy. I was listening very keenly to the chair, education, and I know that he has a lot of experience, and he has no intention of bringing amendments. He already made comments on that subject, and now we move on.
Yes. It is Honorable David who actually doesn't understand the issues at play. He's excited on the issue. Honorable Speaker, there are a number of issues which I want to put to the attention of members. One is the issue of the infrastructure fund. It is in the considered opinion of farmers and all the stakeholders that the 15%, and I know this levy is actually meant to support sugar growing. When you look at 15%, it has actually been put to the use for infrastructure alone. And I would request that maybe the mover will actually inform me and inform the country, how much does it go to cane development? How much does it, what percentage goes to the cane development? What percentage goes to other areas within the sugar growing, so that you actually give us the whole percentum from 100, how it is being distributed through. Honorable Speaker, we also have this issue of the miller, contracting a miller outside the region to come and carry the crop outside that particular miller's area or catchment area. It is quite contentious, Mr. Speaker, Madam Speaker, because another miller cannot contract another miller. In respect, in where we grow cane, there are certain millers or mills that have actually gone under. A good example is Miwani. Miwani can't contract maybe an existing company to take up its crop or a farmer's crop within that particular region. It could be proper if a miller has gone under, the farmers be contracted afresh. And for those farmers who are not contracted afresh, let them be allowed to move to those areas that they can be able to sell their crop. Madam Speaker, the issue of catchment area. I come from a county that grows sugar, and I've been convinced to some extent by the mover that it is only in my county where it is split into two, the northern part of the county and the southern part of the county, where I come from. I don't know if this will really disenfranchise the farmers in that particular region, because out of all the catchment areas, it is only this county of all the sugar growing regions that has been split into two. I don't know what is the wisdom that informed that this one county be split into two, Madam Speaker. 3, Madam Speaker.
Honorable Nabwera.
I would like to draw.
What is out of order?
It's a point of information.
I'll have to find out from the chairman. Would you like to be informed?
Be informed because he was a member of the mediation committee.
Okay, you may proceed.
It is not true that it's only Nandi that's split into, even Kakamega. The Mumias part of Kakamega is in a different catchment area, while the other part of Kakamega is in a different catchment area.
Chair, Honorable Meli. Honorable members, I would like to discourage so many points of information. Yeah, Chair. Because you already have been informed by the Honorable Nabi Nabwera.
Yes, I've adequately been informed.
Do you still want to be informed by the member for Soy?
On what issue?
You can choose not to be informed.
What is the information?
What is out of order, member for Soy? The mic to him.
Yeah.
To David Kiplangat.
I'm trying to follow my senior in this house. He started by saying he's supporting the mediated bill. But listening to his debate, he is actually deviating and to the negative. So he needs to state clearly what position he is doing. If he is supporting the motion, the bill, let him now argue in supporting the bill.
Honorable Kiplagat, I'm inclined to give protection to the Honorable Meli. Well, if he's not satisfied, he can still raise other amendments in 6 months.
Yes.
So we will let him debate. This is a house of debate, and there is a lot of freedom here. So please just finalize. You have about 2 minutes now.
Yes, Madam Speaker, I want you to guide the young legislator that this is a house of debate. And this is a house where we ventilate on issues affecting our representatives. It is not a house where we just deposit legislative proposals and then we pass it unanimously without critique. It is in order, Madam Speaker, to inform the member that any issue on this bill shall be brought to this house for amendment after 6 months, and it is proper. And I want to guide the honorable member for Soy on that. Madam Speaker, on the issue of catchment, I just want to discuss this more specifically on zoning. I want to thank the committee that the word zoning is not there. But there are some contentious issues on catchment where the farmer is restricted. The farmer is restricted, or the grower is restricted to particular mills. And I want to agree with Honorable Koyo. In this particular case, the miller should be free, the farmer should be free completely, without any trappings or conditions, that he should be allowed to take his crop to anywhere. And I want to give examples of other crops like tea, coffee, and the rest. Madam Speaker, a rose by any other name is still a rose. And I would be proposing, because this is a mediated fashion, that this issue of catchment be very clear, especially on the farmer's responsibility or the grower's responsibility, and more importantly, what the miller is supposed to do. In my area, most of my farmers are not contracted farmers, like Muhoroni. Majority of the contracted farmers are in other zones. And they are free to do what they want to do with their crop. So in this case, Madam Speaker, I am of the opinion that yes, the document is a fair copy than the previous one debated by the Senate. But on that particular issue, we shall be proposing after the stipulated time some of the amendments. I thank you and I support.
Thank you, Honorable Meli. The Honorable Kuria Kemani, member for Molo. Thank you. Then we go to the Honorable Jared Okello, member for Nyando.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, this is an issue or a bill that has taken inordinately too long. The bill stems from a task force that was established in the former regime, and our former colleague, Honorable Wamunyinyi, in the last regime. Yes. Honorable Wamunyinyi brought it forth. It died with that regime and was graciously resurrected by my brother, Honorable Wangwe. As a committee where I sit, the Committee of Agriculture, chaired by my very good friend, Dr. Mutunga, we have delved into this matter over and over, The matter went to the Senate. It came back. We did what we ought to have, and now again, the